that's watching. Today, I just wanted to go over how accurate my last prediction was in my previous video, as well as the trades that I took this week and what we may expect for next week. I believe it would be the 21st all the way up until the 28th. So to begin, I'll start off with my prediction. That was on Monday. And I'll just pull up the last video. Here is this drawing. This is the same chart. I forecasted we would come down and hit this liquidity right here, as well as this trend line. That would equate to a double up of liquidity. The banks know this, and they'll see that they can fill a multitude of buy orders there because so many people would be selling either as a stop loss or expecting for this trend line to break. If you see, we swept, we retraced, and retraced again. I would have entered right here on this retrace, and I would target any one of these highs that you're comfortable with and place my stop loss below this low. But my prediction was almost spot on. Look at that. I said liquidity sweep followed by a retrace and then to the moon. What do we get? We got that liquidity sweep followed by the retrace, and we're getting another retrace, but no less. My trades for this week, I only had one trade on gold, and I also bought $2,000 worth of XRP, and expecting for the very long-term trade, expecting the banks to buy XRP because with the new legislation, they may begin using crypto as 401k funds, buying those and using them as funds, and the more and more banks that buy them, that'll drive the price up. So hopefully that works out for me. So in gold, I really only took one short. That was today, and I didn't get in on this long because I was at work. I'm in the military, so it's kind of difficult to trade. But I saw this short right here, and decided to just take a little risk on it. And I saw this was the most previous high. Next would be this high, which is very, very far away. It's not very attainable. So I assumed we would hit this high, and then we would most likely either dump to this low or this low. But I was just playing it safe because I forgot to put a stop loss on, as well as take profit. So once I came back from work and saw that I was in green, I just decided to exit. Here was my trade. Like this. And it ended up giving me 40 ticks, and I made 80 bucks off of it. It was 2 micro contracts. And finally, for my prediction for next week, we are on the daily. We're quite sideways, but I'm really only focusing on this area right here. With this new low, I'm going to slightly adjust my trend line. Also, what I want to keep in mind, I'm going to keep this low in mind, even though it's very far away. Just draw it out. We also have this low right there. And these highs. One here, and a few others on the 4-hour time frame. One more over here. Okay. So these highs and these lows are going to be draws on liquidity, which are going to cause price to attract to them. Price is going to then once it hits it, we'll most likely reverse off of them, depending on if these orders get filled. Looking at the weekly time frame, we're still uptrending. The last low we had was right here, and we never broke it. We wicked it. And the next, if you're playing off a weekly time frame, your next area of interest would be right here, this high. We don't have any fair value gaps to play off of. The daily, we're also uptrending. And also uptrending on the 4 hourly. Very nice uptrend. This is like a mini version of this, which is kind of funny. So, either way, we're going to be hitting this liquidity right here. So we may just drop back down, and maybe we'll like stall out and then hit this area right here. So, and then hit this and then pump up to these highs right here, because this high right here was a news high. I forget what caused it. I think Donald Trump said that he was going to fire Jeremy Powell, so that caused a lot of commotion. And with news highs, there's going to be a multitude of liquidity right there, because there's going to be a lot of people holding their stop losses there. So the banks are going to want to drive price to that area so they can exit their positions. So with that in mind, we're uptrending on the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hourly. All three of those are in sync. So if I had to guess, we're going to either sweep this low or stall out for a little bit, and they'll cash out this double up on liquidity with the trend line and the lows, and then pump up to these news highs. And along with these news highs, there's equal highs, because this news high, it didn't completely sweep. It never actually swept these highs, so we have relatively equal highs right here. And I mean, this is like that equal highs right there. Look at that. So we have equal highs right here, as well as a news high, and combined news high and relative equal highs plus some extra highs up here. I would not be surprised at all if we take a sweep down here and pump up here. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you in the comments.